Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tank and Trucker, and today we are going to do the review of a Conqueror Gun Carriage Tier 10 Artillery. Good friend of mine, Click Boom, from a clan I used to be in, asked me to do it, and so I did it. Click Boom, this is for you, buddy, because I had to do 4 frickin' matches to actually get one that was even decent. To have a decent team so I wasn't running for my dear life and getting butt raped. So you owe me one, buddy. So, anyways, so we'll start off with what you get 530 hit points. Obviously, artillery, big honking guns, so they give you no hit points. Most of the time, you get 1 shot, sometimes 2 shot. But this, believe it or not, actually has decent armor. It has 130 frontal armor, and it's really well sloped in the front. I've actually bounced rounds in this. I've bounced several rounds in this. And I love it when people shoot heat at me. And you'll see in one of the replays, I get hit with one of the biggest guns in the game, a Yagzella. He shoots me with a heat shell, and he hits me in the side right here and knocks my track off. That's all he did. So he's probably still cursing himself from shooting heat, because that's what happens when a heat shell hits track. Or if it's spaced armor, it just peters out. So, 130 in the front, and you'll have to forgive me, I didn't get on Watt GG and look to see where exactly the 130 is, but I imagine it's probably right here in the front. These are really flat spots up here, so I imagine it's minimal, easy to pen. So if somebody's shooting at you, hopefully they shoot at your front here. If you get hit by another artillery, most of the time you're one shot. You got 50 in the side, which is still decent actually for artillery, and you got side skirts, which helps if an arty splashes next to you. A lot of times that'll take the damage, your track will, and a lot of times you'll take minimal damage. And the rear is nice and flat, but it's still got 76 armor. So yeah, this is actually pretty well armored for an artillery. And, like I said, if I got somebody coming at me and I'm not loaded, I'll angle it at a 45, and I've bounced rounds before. Yeah, so actually I bounced 3 rounds out of a T-57 Heavy who was shooting heat at me. He was shooting them, trying to hit me in the side, and he kept hitting my track, and it just kept hitting my track and knocking my track back off. So, anyways, so let's talk about the big honkin', this beautiful, oh my, the God gun. We'll just call it the God gun. This thing it's a BL 9.2 howitzer Mark II, and the rate of fire is slow, 1.03, so basically 1 round a minute. Average penetration is 117 and 117. You get HE for both types of rounds. Just basically one does more splash than the other. Average damage is 2200, and that's if you get a direct hit. And you'll see I get a couple direct hits that basically only did like 700 or 800. I actually hit a grill, in which my jaw about hit the floor when I didn't one-shot him. I think I did like 700 and some damage to him. I couldn't believe it. And I hit him in the back too, so I was really surprised. Average damage per minute is 2272. That's weird. I wonder how they come up with that number, considering the average damage is 2200 and it gets basically 1 round off a minute. Because the reload on this is 49 seconds for mine. Wow. The dispersion is god awful. When you shoot this thing, make sure the reticle is completely 100% shrunk all the way in, or you will not even come close to your target. Even shrunk in all the way, there's times that I don't even come close to the target. It's at 1.2. Bad. Aim time it could be a whole lot better, 8.8 seconds. So, but it's artillery. If this thing were pinpoint accurate with a fast reload, it would be way overpowered. It really would. Because if you sometimes you'll hit stuff and you'll just basically one-shot it. You will decimate it. So, yeah, the gun on this is just freaking mind-blowing. So, my reload is actually 49 seconds. That's with a 116 crew. And I've got a gun rammer, gun lane drive, and vents. Almost 100% on my first cruise skill, and I went with um, recon, which gives you a better view range, because artillery, they nerfed the view range a while back. So if you need to spot stuff yourself, you need that view range. So that's why I did that with the commander. Um, with this guy, I did snapshot. I don't know, it might be a waste. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to look into it and see if that even helps artillery. It might have. One of the matches I had, I actually basically do a snapshot on a grill. I think it was a grill 15, and take them out. So, but the rest of them I went with uh, concealment. So, and hmm, yeah, that's the way I have it set up. And I might have this thing completely set up just back asswards because, like I said, I don't play artillery a whole lot. When I do get these at 100%, I will switch this to 6 cents so I know when I'm spotted or not. Because the worst thing is being in an artillery and not knowing if somebody's aiming at you and they're going to take you out, and you could be spotted and not even know it. So, anyways. So your gun depression and elevation is negative, it's 0. You have no gun depression. When the gun's, it's basically straight across. You can't take it down. If you want to shoot down at anything, you got to bring your butt in the air, and that's the only way you're going to shoot down. Gun elevation is 45, and basically this will aim basically almost like that, and that's how you get that, how you can shoot on the side of buildings and walls and stuff and rocks, because this thing is basically aimed kind of like this probably, and it puts that arc, and it just arcs the shell, lobs it over stuff. So that's why when you see a gun conqueror on the enemy team, sometimes even if you're on the side of a rock or a building or something, you're still not safe. Even in like a valley, these can hit those pretty well too. My dispersion is still 1.13, and my aim time is 7.51. So the dispersion is still horrendous. My average damage per minute is 2693, which I guess I'm a little confused if it only gets basically one shot off a minute, how the average damage per minute can be more than what the average damage of the gun does. I don't know. I've never really, I don't know a lot about artillery, to be honest with you. So, it's a 55-ton artillery. So, I mean, if there's a scout coming at you or a light tank, you smash into them. You'll probably knock them out. You get an 810 horsepower engine. Specific power to weight is 14.52, which is actually not bad. It does traverse, I'd say medium, but if you go on a straightaway, you'll get to your 34 kilometers an hour. It's not too bad for an artillery. It does move all right. And reverse is 10. And traverse speed of, I'm sorry, I didn't even go over it. The gun itself is 8.53. And this gun, it's nice because it does move. It doesn't do, obviously not a complete circle. Yeah, I want to say about traverse, gun, depression, elevation, aim time. Sorry, dispersion. Sorry, guys. I'm looking for. Man, I don't see it. I'm wondering. It's probably about maybe a 45 degree angle that this gun will go to before you have to move your whole hull to keep moving it over. Which is nice. It doesn't have, I think the 53, 55 has more traverse than this one does, but it's still nice that you've got a pretty good traverse on it. Traverse speed on the hull is 25.6, so like I said, it doesn't traverse super fast, but it's fast enough for artillery, unless you're trying to get out of a, if you got a scout trying to, get on your backside, and you're trying to take them out, like you're trying to shotgun them. It's still not the fastest in the world, so sometimes it can hinder you. View range is 365. That's due to the fact that they nerfed the view range on the artillery. So if I got to spot tanks for myself, it doesn't have that good of a view range. Signal range is 766. Yeah, so I might even have this thing set up all backwards. I don't, I think I sent most of my artilleries up the same way. Oh, this one I went with camo net. What is I want to see what the dispersion is on this. Yeah, see, even this one is only 0.84 dispersion, and this thing has got 2250 is what the average, I believe the average damage, is that what it should, yeah, 2250 is the average damage on this, and this gets a 240 millimeter howitzer, so, yeah, 0.84 is way, way better than, what it is on this thing. This is just, wow, 1.13 sucks. So, I would do anything with your crew skills and stuff to help that dispersion. Definitely don't run it with 50% crew. You won't ever hit anything. I mean, I got 100% crew and working on almost my first crew skill there, and you'll see, yeah, it's definitely not accurate. But if you hit something, oh man, you mess it up pretty bad. So, this is going to be a little bit different. I actually have 4 replays for you. Because basically the first 3 teams I had sucked so bad, I would get 2 or 3 shots off and then I was running for my life. Look who's here. It's Tankin' Trucker Jr. She wants to play is what she wants to do. She woke up from her nap and she thinks it's playtime now. She says whenever she sees me, I get to dedicate every second of my day to playing with her. But she's a good kid though. Well, anyways, so if you want to hold on, I'll have like 4 replays, and I think I messed up and I only got 3 of the results for the replays. Somehow, I don't know where I put one of the replays results, the shows the hits and all that stuff, so apologize about that, but I got 3 out of the 4. I guess 3 out of 4 ain't bad. So, hold on, guys, and I'll be back in just a minute for you. Alrighty, how you guys doing? Today we're going to do a review of the Gun Carriage Artillery, the Behemoth, the gun that just goes kabaloom. If it hits near you, if it hits a football field away from you, it's gonna splash to image you. It's got one hell of a gun. That's why I got Devastator, Hunter. I like it. I don't play it a lot because I don't play artillery a lot. So if I don't do a lot of damage, you'll have to forgive me. It's just I just don't play artillery a whole lot. The only time I really ever play artillery is for, let's say, Clan Wars if they want me to. I mean, I'm pretty good in it. I'm not god-awful, but I just don't play it a whole lot. I'm more of a heavy tank destroyer, medium player before artillery. Kind of artillery's... Well, no, I take that back. My scouts are last. Artillery second to last for what I play. So, in this first review, if you just saw that change in the reticle, that's because I'm... there's a mod you can get called... Cheezo Pete's, what is it called? Something or other assistance. I actually didn't have it on the first match. Even though it shows it, I installed it after the first match, but obviously it's going to show it like it's there. So I apologize. I really did not have it installed for this match. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it so you're not looking 3 million miles away at the reticle. I was hoping I could get a shot off in there. Let me see. Oh, there we go. I'll just hit J. Okay. It's a reticle that you can download. It's called Aim Assistance. Aim Assistant. That's what it is. I saw this Grill 15. I thought, aha, I'm gonna just devastate him and knock him out. And I only hit him for 956. I could not believe that it did not completely just... And I hit him in the back, too. He should have... That dude better go play the freaking lottery. But, as you can see, our two heavies stayed at base. So, yeah, we had kind of a retard team, which pretty much all three matches, that's what I had were retard teams. Um, the bad thing with artillery is, well, with this artillery, the bad thing is you got a long load time. Once you take that shot, you really want that reticle shrunk all the way and make the shot count. You can see I'm shrunk all the way in, and hoping to get a shot on this guy here in a minute. And I fire and completely just donk it. I don't know how on God's green earth I actually missed that shot, but I missed it. So now, basically, you're just, in artillery, you're just running for your life now. So I got like 2 shots off, and they're already on our cap. So the 956 damage, I knew that's probably all I was going to get, because I'm going to be dead in a minute. I was hoping to get a shot in here. The reticle was way big. I do get loaded, but the round not even close to where I was aiming. So you can see with the dispersion on this, it is not accurate. I mean, you have to let that reticle shrink all the way in before you pull that trigger. If you don't, you're not going to hit. You're not going to hit. See, I've still got quite a long time before I'm loaded. Just got hit by their artillery. I had a medium and a heavy coming on me. I wasn't going to waste my repair kit for the track, so I just figured I'd let Artie take me out, because it would have been stupid for me to use the repair kit, so I still wasn't even loaded anyways, so it wouldn't have made a difference. So anyways, that was the first miserable team that I had, that the heavy stayed on cap and no one went to the northwest side and left that whole flank wide open. That's why I reiterate, when you play this game, you can't leave a flank wide open. Even if there is no, let's say there's all tank destroyers on your team. What, are you all going to camp base? No. I mean, tank destroyers, yeah, a lot of people sit back and snipe with them. They're meant to stay back and snipe. But if let's say there's no heavies or one heavy, take your tank destroyer and back that heavy up. Go over where in that position so it's not wide open like this. Give your artillery a chance to work for you. I mean, I got literally one shot off that was good. And then one shot, I'm hastily trying to take it, and the shot didn't even come close to where I was aiming. But that's because they were on our cap already. So, if you're in a medium, artillery, tank destroyer, even a scout, if you got to go with a heavy to help them to cover an area because there's only one tank there, do that. Don't leave a flank wide open, because you're just screwing your whole team. Work as a team. Cover the whole area. Don't leave, don't go 13 tanks one way, already setting at base, and one tank goes the other way, because, it's not going to work. You're going to lose. Actually, we ended up winning this match, which was unbelievable. But, hey, guess you flipped that quarter, and, we called heads and won. So, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have another replay for you. I did 3 of them because I just kept getting rotten teams and wasn't able to get crap for damage. So, hold on a minute, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here we find ourselves on Westfield. This can be a really good map for artillery. That's if your team is worth anything, and this team ended up not being worth much of anything. Basically, I think I get a couple shots off, and then I had tanks already coming down the hill. So that's one thing when you play artillery. It really, even though artillery is it's got a hard-hitting gun, you really rely on your team a lot to make sure they don't leave a flank wide open. You rely on your team to, hold tanks, do damage, keep the enemy lit. Oh, and this is where I was saying you don't have the range with the gun conch. If you saw that, I couldn't get my gun out here to aim at that, what was it? I'm sorry, drawing a blank here. Yagzilla. Yag Panzer 100. I couldn't even reach him to shoot him. In order to hit him, I would have had to move forward, but I was already almost loaded, and I didn't want to have my reticle that big. The dispersion on this thing kind of really sucks. So before you pull the trigger, you really always want that reticle shrunk all the way in, completely all the way in, or your round will just not go where you even want it to. This match, I lied to you. I thought this match I actually I didn't have the aiming assistant installed. The match that you watched before, I actually did. But you can see where my aim was and where that round hit. It's the good thing about this is it's got really good splash. So if you can at least hit near what you're aiming at, a lot of times you'll still at least splash your target. So I'm aiming at the IS-4, and if you see that, looks like arrows above it, that's because I'm hitting T, letting the team know I'm aiming in at the IS-4. That's what I'm going to shoot at. A lot of times they'll move out of the way and you got to change your target. I always hit T to target the enemy so they'll know, don't get near them because I'm going to shoot there, so I don't want to accidentally hit you. So please don't, now this should have hit. Watch this. 466. The IS-4's got really good armor. That round hit. I don't think yeah, I can. So the round hit right here. Didn't hit him. It was not a direct hit at all. But it still splashed him for 466 damage. Because of the splash damage, the radius is pretty big. I was hoping that T-22 would have been up here and I could have hit him too. But you could see that reticle was shrunk completely all the way in, and unfortunately, with the accuracy of this, I still, didn't hit direct on. Now, the Type 5 Heavy is a behemoth of a tank. I saw that and I was like, oh god, I wish I were loaded. I could hit 3 of those targets with the splash radius on this and damage all 3 of them. But the reload on this is horrendous. And you can see my reticle shrunk all the way in. I'm just waiting to get loaded. Almost loaded. And I pull the trigger and boom. Not even close to where it should have hit. And to support this video, we have Mountain Dew. No, I'm just kidding. So it's pretty even, 7-6. But all we have is a Grill 15 up there that's keeping the stuff lit. And boom, it went invisible. And I'm still waiting to load. So I thought, let's go for the T95, but you can see right there, I can't reach him. My reticle stops. I can't get. I can't. My gun doesn't have the range to hit him. So in order to hit him, I need to move forward. So I do, and that's why my reticle's acting all goofy and moving. But now it's shrinking in. I think he goes invisible. Yep, he goes invisible. So I look down, I see the Type 5 Heavy there. Now I'm thinking side shot. I'm going to hit him and he's going to go bye-bye. Oh, shoot, I wanted to show you that, but I unpaused it too late. But that hit next to him, and this... Okay, first I'll tell you. So that hit next to the Type 5 Heavy. Really good armored tank, so it splashed him for 657. Now this is why I absolutely hate heat shells. That, yeah, well, I mean, it helped me, but I don't like shooting them because of what you're going to see here in a second. That Yagzel up there that does, what, 1100 average damage or something like that? Watch this. So I'm trying to use the house to use it as cover. The IS-4 is coming down the hill. I know that I'm doomed no matter what. All we have is some... So did you just see that? The Yagzella hit me right there, and all I did was knock my track off because he was using a heat shell. You could hear the way it hits. You can hear that hissing sound. So if he would have had a regular AP round on, guaranteed he would have killed me. But being that he used an HE round, I parked myself in front of the house using that as cover, so hoping that the only thing they could hit was my track if they were, up there, and that's exactly what happened. Hit my track. All I did was knock my track off. So he's probably cursing at himself for shooting HE heat because he didn't get the kill, and all he did was knock my track off. But I'm not going to use a repair kit to fix my track. Oh, actually I did. I don't know why I did, considering I know I was going to die here in a minute. So I got lucky. The IS-4 missed me. I wasn't going to go into the sniper or the artillery reticle because of the fact that he's so close. I'm better off just using auto aim and, praying to the RNG gods and hope it hits. So I get loaded. The mistake I made is I used auto aim right there. I should have. And you could see that round hit way back there. I shot, and just as I shot, he knocked out my gunner. So I figured I'm doomed. Let's just give him an easy kill. So I turned sideways. I know I'm not going to live. I didn't think to look and see if he got a kamikaze out. No, I think kamikaze you got to have one tier higher than what you kill. But I knew I was doomed. So basically the shots I got off, I only hit 2 targets. The IS-4 for 466 and Type 5 Heavy for 657. And I think I might have splashed something, another target or something. So if you want to hold on, just wait for the post-game stats and show you what those be. Hey, so here's the results of that match. As you can see with this artillery, you just got to hit near stuff and you'll do damage quite a bit sometimes. Unfortunately, the load time is, it's really kind of a long load time. So if you miss, like there's several shells that I missed, it sucks because you got that long load time. But if you do hit them, I mean, you do a substantial amount of damage. Like, yeah, IS-4, I mean, I splashed next to him for 466. It wasn't even a direct hit. And knocked out his driver and both his tracks. The 57 Heavy knocked out his track, and that was only 77 damage. But I think I hit him. It was just a splash near him. The Type 5 Heavy hit just near him, knocked out his track, and did 657 damage. So I did 1,200 damage total, and my experience for that was only 524. Experience when you run artillery is usually pretty low. As you can see, I'm second to last on the list. Actually, there was a couple guys that did 0 damage. Or that guy did 0 damage, got more experience than I did. That's pretty friggin' sad. The E75 only did 462 damage and got more than me. So, you know what I mean? It's when you play artillery, you really gotta definitely hit your targets. I did shoot a couple premium rounds just to show you the splash radius on that, how big it is. I had 5 shots fired, and they were all splash damage. Then I got knocked out. As you can see, the nice thing is the armor on this is pretty good. But the guy that was in the Yagzella there shot me with a heat round, and it did nothing. That's why I prefer not to shoot heat if possible, because he hit my track. A tank that'll do like 1,100 damage did nothing. I think it knocked my track off, and that was it. I bet you he was pretty bent out of shape about that. But then the IS-4 came down, and my gunner had gotten knocked out. just as I went to shoot there. So that's why I think the round, and I did a third-party aiming on that. I wasn't going to try aiming in with the reticle and stuff. It just would have made no sense with him coming down the hill moving like that. It would have been easy. It's easier just to right-click, let it auto-lock, and hopefully just pray for RNG to give you a good shot. But I only got 5 shots off. 4 of them were all splash damages, so I'm going to run another one, and hopefully, and you can see I lost money because I used premium rounds. But I'm going to run another match with it and hopefully do a lot better for you. I'm usually pretty good at artillery, but I don't know. I think it's with the gun conk. I think my problem is I'm so worried I'm going to miss the shots than I miss the shots because I'm so worried about it. So hopefully I do better on this next match. So wish me luck. Alrighty, for the third replay, we find ourselves on El Haluf. This map is very deceiving for artillery. You would think it's a big open map, but as you can see, all these big mountainous rocks and stuff, lots of hiding places for the enemies to get behind. Makes it very hard to aim in on your targets and hit them. Normally, I would actually go up behind that hill, but unfortunately, due to the range of the Conqueror Gun Carriage, I had to move forward in order to be able to get shots off at targets, to be able to reach them, basically. If I went behind that hill, the gun carriage doesn't have the range to hit those targets where I was going to be aiming in at, due to the fact it's got one awesome hellacious arc. Actually, I should have gone, let's see if I can do this without screwing it up, and I should have went actually probably right over there, more this area here, but I didn't. And I'm using the aim assistant, and that's where when you hit the, well, mine's set up for the J key, but some of them hit the G key, and so I saw this T-34, zoomed in here. I took a shot, and actually, he must have been really close to where the shell hit because it did quite a bit of damage to him. Trying to see, so basically, I already knew we had a fail team. We've got a tank and two, I think we had 2 TDs over here. Big grapes in the way, sorry about that. Yep, so 2 tank destroyers and a heavy tank that went to the south. They've got a lot of, well, a couple mediums. I think they had a total of 3 mediums over there. Basically, our whole team YOLO'd to the northwest, and they ended up just getting stomped on. So I've gotten 1 shot off so far. I think I end up getting a total of 3 shots off before I'm running for my life. Sorry if it's kind of goofy with the reticle, but trying to give you the best view when it zooms in and out. So here I shoot at this Pershing. It's completely aimed in. Take a shot, and the round splashes him, just hits in front of him and knocks his track off. It actually hit right here. So, yeah, the accuracy of this thing, unfortunately, is horrendous. And then, so, he's sitting there tracked, but I've got, you know, almost a minute load time. So I'm close to halfway loaded. He starts booking up the hill. The tank destroyers that we had over there weren't over the hill enough to light them. So you can see that RHM, he's way over on the other side of the hill. I don't know what he was even thinking being there. This UD's 03, he's running, which I don't really blame him. He knew he was pretty well screwed. I tried staying aimed in that area to hopefully, get a shot if something got lit. But it wasn't going to happen. And again, I apologize about the reticles always changing and stuff. I'm trying to give you a good view so that when I go into I wanted to get a shot at this T-22 here, but he was booking it back, so I ended up getting a shot off on him, and I actually hit him. And those darn things, they just got such good armor. I only do I think it was a splash. I splashed them for I think 500, 400. So I'm shrinking in on the T10. They start ripping them up, and I'm like, oh, here comes my buddy the T-22. Waiting for him to stop moving. And I took that shot a little bit soon. Actually hit him without the reticle being fully shrunk in, which I was very surprised. And hit him for 699. But, excuse me, I've got 3 tanks that are on my keister. Time to run. Where am I going to run? Nowhere, because I got tanks that if I pull out anywhere, they already can hit me, being they've got 2 of them. Or I'm just going to get shot all the heck by the mediums that are surrounding me. So I knew I was dead. So basically I got three shots off. 1 for a good amount of damage. Actually 2, because I got a blind shot on that T-34. That did. Unfortunately, I got loaded just as he started turning. And I thought, well, I'm going to try getting him by breaking the buildings and going in after him. But I knew I had tanks around me, and so I broke the building. But as soon as I broke the building, my front end was facing up. So when I broke that building, unfortunately, my gun I would have shot right over him. I wouldn't even have hit him, so I didn't even waste the shell. If I'd have pulled the trigger, it would have been stupid. What I actually should have done is probably stayed backed up, not broke the building, and waited for him to come around. But I was just waiting for an arty shell to hit me or the other 2 mediums that were up there to knock me out. So unfortunately, it was one of those teams that just sucked butt. So the T-34 on the enemy team, he got killed, which I took a good chunk of his life. So that's probably why he's dead. But yeah, our team just sucked nuts bad. So anyways, if you want to hold on, I'll be right back with the results from this match and another replay for you. Okay, and here's the results of that retarded team. Jeez, criminy. 11 go one way when they can't win. Yeah, so I hate getting retarded teams like that. So I was able to get 3 shots off, I think. Yeah, 3 shots off before I had to start trying to hide from the ones that came up the one way. There was only 3 tank destroyers that were watching the south side or trying to help on the south. So I figured I'd help them on the south side, but then no one was lighting the tanks. If they're not lit, you can't shoot them to kill them. I did get lucky on the T-34. I hit him, knocked out his track and radio. That was on a blind shot, and I must have splashed literally right next to him. Because normally when the nice thing about arty is if the tank goes invisible, you'll know that you hit it because the round will just disappear. You'll see it go and be gone. That's telling you hit the tank. But if you miss, you'll see that splash of dust and smoke and boom and blah blah blah. And I saw that, so I thought, crap, I missed him. But I must have hit literally right on him because I did 915 damage to him. Schmucked their T-22 one time and knocked out his gun, destroyed his track. And, okay, I guess I'll move this. Hit him for 699, and those things have such wicked armor, but it wasn't a direct, I don't think that one was a direct hit either, but it hit pretty close, so did an alright amount of damage in the Pershing. Basically, I hit the hill way to the right of him and still splashed him for 65 damage. I got 3rd highest with 1,679, and as you can see, I mean, we've got E75, 0, RHM, I mean, that thing's got a hell of a gun, 0. Type 62, that's a scout, so you never really look those. The CDC, great gun, nope. I mean, these are all just, I mean, E100, that's like one, yeah, 2 shots. He's probably shooting HE. Yeah, so we just had a turd team. The other team actually had some real good players. I mean, 3,000, almost 3, 2,400. This map I don't really like for artillery, even though it's a nice, seems like a wide open map. There's too many places for the enemy to hide. Too many hills that they can get on the other side of and you can't hit them. Too many valleys. Just too many spots that you just can't get a shot off on them. I was able to squeeze out 3 shots. It says I did get 1 direct hit, so that must have been on the T-34. I'm surprised it didn't one-shot him. It must have hit him like on the turret then. 2 were splash. I did lose 17,704 because I did shoot 1 premium round. I think I only shot 1. Can't quite remember. But I'm going to give it 1 more go and see what we can do. I mean, this has just been pitiful. I mean, if I can get more than 3 shots off before I'm getting killed or running for my life, then I might be able to do a little bit of damage. But when you get 2 shots off or 3 and you're running because you're going to get butt raped, it's like, you know, what do? If your team doesn't suck nuts, you can do some damage in this artillery. But the load is, you know, load time on this is, was it? You know, 49 seconds. So, you know, you're looking at a minute almost before you even get to pull the trigger the first time. If your team sucks like this one did, hell, they were, you know, coming up our base in the first 3 minutes of the match. You know, so you can't always blame artillery. You know, I don't normally play artillery. When I do, I usually do a decent amount of damage, so this is rather embarrassing. So... But as you can see, it's not my fault. I mean, if, like I said, you got the enemy team crawling up your butthole in less than 2 minutes, it's a little hard to do any damage. But let's give it 1 more try and see what we can do. So we find ourselves on airfield, which this is actually a pretty good map for artillery. There is areas that tanks can get around and hide to stop from you getting shots on them, but there's a spot that I go, and it seems like it works out pretty good for getting decent shots on people. So close your eyes so you don't see where I go. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, if I would have gotten over there and couldn't get shots on them, I would have moved somewhere else. But look at the gun on that. I lifted it up on purpose so you can see how the arc of that gun, because it goes straight up like that, so it shows you. That's why with this you have to lead your target a little bit more if you're trying to aim, if they're coming, let's say, straight on at you, because that round goes basically straight up and straight back down. I get in this area right over here. Seems to work out pretty good. I don't usually seem to get lit because this hill is good cover for me. And I'm using the aim assistant, which is most keys is, I think, set up if you use a mod pack to install it, you hit G. I couldn't get mod packs to work. Every time I did, I couldn't record videos, so I went through, found the couple of the mods that I liked, and just installed them manually, and so I got my mods to work. I saw this 57 heavy, and I'm like, yes, I'm loaded. I'm shrinking in on him. And you can see how big that reticle is, because it's finally just now shrinking down. But he starts getting tore up here, and I'm like, God dang it all. I hit him and take him out. Did 729 damage. I was hoping that I was going to be able to get a shot before any more damage occurred to him. That way I did more damage myself to him. But nice to get those autoloaders taken out. Thought I was going to get a nice shot on this IS-7, but you look at the size of that reticle, it's the size of my screen. Even fully shrunk in, it's still like half the size of my screen. Yeah, T110E5 was in a wicked good spot. This is a shot that I think I was talking about in one of the other replays. You can see where I'm aiming at this bat chat. And, you know, it's so lightly armored. With this, all I had to do was hit near him, Watch this where it hits. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I aimed. Oops. Let me see. So I aim right here, and the round hits way over here. I mean, wasn't even close. I'm like, what? Anyways, I was thinking, you know, I can hit him there. I'm going to go ahead and take another shot here in a minute. But, and see right there, I would have been able to hit him too, because that's exactly where my round hit last time. So, what I'm doing right here, why my reticle is still over here as I move this over here. I don't want anybody to think, oh, look, he's using an aimbot, which I don't even know if you can use aimbot on artillery. But anyways, which, disclaimer, I've never used any kind of illegal mods, aimbots, or anything like that. I think that's completely bullshit that people do that. I'm call it cheating. If it's a mod that's legal, I'm fine with it. Like some people call this a cheating mod. It's not. I mean, if Wargaming says, hey, it's good to go, fine. You know, what would have made the difference if this would have been the reticle that they used originally instead of this one? You know, the one that they use in game. You know, but so anyways, long story short, so what I'm doing is I hit my right mouse button to lock my gun over that area there so that I can scooch my gun over here, look and see if I can get an aim in on any of these other tanks that are over here. So that's why I'm doing that, and that way if I decide, nope, there's nothing I can shoot, basically I take my reticle, I move my mouse back, you know, up to there, and then I release my right mouse button, and it stayed locked right there, and then my reticle still fully shrunk in. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. I was trying to see if I could get a shot on any of the IS-7 there. The IS, and as you can see, that's what I was looking at. And I thought, okay, I'm going to get a shot on that IS-7. That's why I released my right mouse button. And I end up aiming at this one right here. That's the bummer. When people move, it just screws your shots up. So I aimed right where that IS-7 was. And I end up, the shot went a little bit further than I was hoping, but I did still splash him for 200 damage. That Bat Chat made a mistake of coming out of there. If he would have stayed back in there, he'd probably still been in the match. I'll have to remember where that T110E5 went right there. That's a good spot. The only thing is, and he was in a good spot there, but now if I would have zung up here and been in this area with my artillery, then I would have been able to get shots on him there and him there. But the thing is the gun conch, it's not the slowest artillery moving in the world, but it is pretty, you know, it's not that fast, because it's pretty big, you know, good sized artillery. So, and where I started on the map over here, I would have driven all the way up here and got up in this corner, and there's that hill right there that you got to climb. So I was afraid that if I tried that, more than likely somebody probably would have knocked me out when I was trying to move over there. So that's why I went where I did. And you can see the only damage to that IS-7 so far is what I hit him with. Thought, oh, I'm going to get this IS-7 here. Got a great shot. And he's backing up. And he starts pulling forward. I thought, oh, yes, he's mine. And look at the shell. Oops. Ah, darn it, I was going to try showing you how far off it was. That's the only real drawback with this artillery is the aiming on it it sucks. It really does. The dispersion is so bad that, you know, they do that on purpose, though, because, I mean, if this thing were a sniper accurate, I mean, the thing can do, average damage on this thing is like 1,800. Oh, I'm sorry, 2,200 is the average damage of that gun. So more than likely, you know, if that thing were a lot more accurate, you'd be knocking people out left and right, and it'd just be way overpowered. So I don't really blame them for giving us such a crappy dispersion. I don't know if it's the worst one in the game. there I hit that T110E5 for 755 and messed his crew up pretty bad too, if I remember right. So we're losing by 2. Well, actually 1 now. Still not loaded. And more than likely, if I would have been able to get a shot off on these guys, I would have had some good... I was aimed in, I would have probably knocked them out. Now, that's the only bad part about that spot is if they get too far in that left area, that hill's right in your way. Oh, okay, that's what I splashed him there. I was wondering why I had damaged this guy. I thought I was going to hit my own darn bat chat. And if I remember right, hit T over him, so the bat chat should have seen that I was going to shoot. So if he would have got killed, well, hey, it's his own fault. I wanted to get a shot on this T110E3, but he was smart. He knew that Artie was shooting, so he got in between those hills, knocked out our tank. So it's down to me and the M5355, so I knew we were doomed. I actually want to see something. I think our M5355 actually goes and drowns himself. I mean, what an asshole. You know, guys, I hate to tell you, but when you're playing tanks, don't do this stupid shit. I mean, what a fucking retard. So he sits there and drowns himself, just so the enemy doesn't kill him. I mean, what a douchebag. Oh, of course, he's from FU. That's one of the big clans, and I hope that a lot of people see this and see what kind of dumb shit retards from that clan do. Because that's just bullshit. I mean, go drown yourself. I mean, I didn't, and I actually get a kill after. And I mean, obviously, I know I'm not going to win. I'm not going to be able to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tanks by myself. But I've only done 1,542 damage. I'm thinking, hey, I might be able to get another shot off here. So Artie takes a shot at him and misses, and he drowns himself like a putz. What a freaking douchebag. So I was hoping somebody was going to drive right in front of me here, and I just thought, nah. Oh, I'm like, they're on cap. I'm going to try and come around and get some decapping points. What the hell, I might as well. I know our team's going to lose. Just pisses me off when retards do shit like that. And he's from FU, supposedly a good clan. Well, I hope they're... Well, this is where I actually derped this guy. See, I mean, now a butt smudge there would have been bright enough to stay in the match instead of drowning himself. Well, hey, I just killed this guy. Maybe he could have got a kill. Between the two of us, who knows? But no, I mean, that dumbass goes and drowns himself. I hope, somebody from their team sees him do that stupid shit and they kick him from the clan. Because, I mean, if I were his commander, I wouldn't want that piece of shit on my team or on my clan. I mean, what a turd. I'm sorry. I knew I was dead right here, so let's lift the gun up. I knew I was screwed, so. But anyways, I mean, we got pretty well decimated. That was nice. Thugs actually said nice shot there, which I thought was pretty cool of them. I used to be in their clan. Well, I was in part of Evil Gaming. So I didn't see who that was. I might have actually known the person, to be honest with you. Oh, that Checkmate. I used to be in that clan too. So I used to be in this clan, and then who else is over here? Cat Killer. Name rings a bell. So I was actually in that clan. I was actually in Thugs, but I was also in one of the other sister clans of Evil Gaming, which is still part of that. Thugs is one of the clans in Evil Gaming too. I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember what the other clan was, but I was in Thugs for a while. But doing the job that I do, I couldn't dedicate myself to be there for the practices, be there for clan wars, be there for strongholds, which sucks because it's really nice having that emblem on your tank. People, they see that and they really respect you, and they see that they're like, oh damn, thugs, blah, that's freaking that's a kick-ass clan. That's watch out for this guy, he's good. Not that not that my clan's bad or anything. It's just it's not like we're well known like thugs and stuff, but it just I can't play your game for you guys, but don't do a retard thing like that guy did. Somebody, for one, you know what it's like to be on a mission, doing a mission, and maybe somebody had to kill 2 artilleries. You know, why do that? So what happens if the shoe was on the other foot and you were trying to do the mission? You'd want that artillery to still be in the match so you had a chance to kill them. Why go drown yourself? I mean, that's the pussy shit way. I mean, that's just retarded, just stupid. Shame on him for doing that. What a moron. Even though we got our butts kicked. So anyways, if you want to hold on just a minute, I'll be back with the results of this match for you. And lucky you got 4 replays because pretty much 3 out of the 4 really sucked. So hold on, I'll be right back. Alrighty, and that's the results of that match, and I give up. That's my 3. Well, I actually had 1 win finally in it earlier, but yeah, so that was probably about my best match, and I had a couple crap shots. One where I shot at the bat chat, aimed right at him, and the round went, I don't know, probably, I'd say 25 yards northeast of where I was aiming. So sometimes the aim is just not where you're aiming, and sometimes, like when I hit the T110E5, boom, right on. Did a blind shot on the IS-7 there, and I actually hit him. Destroyed his track, but I only did 200 damage, so it hit near him. But IS-7s are also real heavily armored, so I was lucky I even splashed him. That E5 finally pulled out. He was tucked in. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was already safe there. But when he pulled out finally, when our team was falling apart again, I was able to get a shot off, and I destroyed his track, knocked out his driver, and did 755 damage. It seemed like I got a lot of low rolls with this for some reason. 57 heavy, destroyed his track, hit him for 729 and knocked him out. The grill 15 at the end there, I had to laugh. You don't ever want to be, obviously he probably thought I might have been reloading, or he's going to be able to slide down there and get me, behind me, or get a shot off, which, can't really blame him. But so I knocked out his engine, destroyed his fuel tank, his track, hit him for 804 and destroyed him, so probably ruined his end game. The Waffle PZ4 knocked out his track and only hit him for 58, splashed him for 58. I don't really remember shooting him, so he might have just been near something I was shooting at, or it was just a real crappy aim on my part. And you'll notice the first match I used just the standard World of Tanks aiming reticle, and there's this other one out that I've been using that you could see I was using it in the second and third match. I feel like I'm a lot more accurate with that. It's called Aim Assist. It's a mod you can use. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine. I'm hoping World of Tanks actually adds it into the game because I really like it. There's times that tanks will be tucked in behind rocks or down a slope, and with the standard artillery reticle, it looks like you can't hit them. You'll get a red line. It looks like you're going to shoot over them. You're just not going to hit them. And then you'll switch over to that mod, and it gives you a view like you're shooting from a tank, and you're like, oh, wow, I can shoot at him. I can hit him. But you just got to aim it, because you're looking at it as if you're looking through the barrel of a gun, basically, or above it. And so you can see, like, if there's an arc on a rock and there, you might be able to lob a shell right in there. And that's the nice thing with the Conqueror Gun Carriage is the gun is so short. You don't get a long range with this. I don't know if you've noticed in like the first match when I went to aim at that Yagzella there, I couldn't even hit him. I can't shoot across the map with this because it's got such a high arc the gun points basically straight up, and then it just lobs the rounds down like that. So you can hit targets with this thing that you can't hit with long-barreled artillery. Um, but it just all depends on the placement of the enemy and when you're loaded. With this one, it's really hit and miss, kind of. I mean, you just got it kind of luck of the draw. If you're loaded and they're sitting still long enough, then you can plug them. But on that one, I did fourth highest damage. Got 2 kills and had 341 experience. Which, whoops, I meant to click this here. Which actually, even on the losing team, it's put me at second highest. But as you can see, we had a pitiful team again. I mean, 113-0, 1390-0. The other artillery did 17. He had 5 shots and did basically, he splashed something for 17 damage. And on this map, you can actually hit stuff. I mean, I don't know why, And he was from a FU. That's a pretty good clan, if I remember right. Type 61, really good gun, 223 damage. VK, 365, that's 1 shot. I mean, a bat chat that doesn't even do over 1,000. 7 shots for it, 3 pen. I mean, we just had a crappy team. Just plain and simple. I've been having bad teams. So, shot 7, hit 3 direct on hits, splash 3 from a distance of more than 300 was 1,742. And then the rest, the total damage was 2,546. And I hit that girl like up close and personal. That's why there's such a big difference in the amount of damage there. Splashed or damaged 5, destroyed 2, and still lost money. That's one thing I've noticed about this. The shells are ungodly expensive, so you lose money. So like on this, whoops, okay. So a standard round is 2,450 credits. Your premium round, which I only shot 1, is 8,000 credits. So yeah, very expensive ammunition. In order to actually break even or make a good amount of credits on this, you got to do a lot of damage. I also had, I've got the premium first aid kit and automatic fire extinguisher in this. This thing actually, with the armor that it has, it's not bad. Excuse me, there's times you'll bounce rounds and they're going to be like, what the heck? So it might knock out your loader or your gunner, or if, let's say, artillery splashes next to you, they might knock out your gunner, your loader, or something. So that's why I carry a premium first aid kit, so that it brings everybody back, because in this, if you lose your gunner or one of your loaders, you are screwed. Your load time is, you might as well just hang up your mouse and wait till the end of the battle, because if you get ammo racked in this thing, or I mean not ammo racked, I'm sorry, you lose a gunner or your loader, your load time is going to be just horrendous. If you lose your gunner, oh wow, you're not even going to come close. Dispersion is 1.13. That is just, holy smokes, that is just bad. So you lose your gunner, you're not even going to come close to anything. So that's why I carry that. Actually, the automatic fire extinguisher, I have premiums in all my every one of my tanks, even tier 1s and 2s I do. The small repair kit, I figure, if I get hit once, they knock off a track, I'm lucky. If they hit you again, you're dead. So, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I couldn't do a whole lot of more, damage in it. I'm not the best in artillery, to be honest with you. If you can download that mod that gives you that cool reticle, it helps out a lot on your aiming. I really feel it does. It does for me, at least. For some people, they're like, it doesn't make a difference. But for me, it really seems like it does make a substantial difference. But anyways, you guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.